everybody, welcome back again to the living room for another fall sowing, fall hardy annual flower growing video. I know a lot of these seem kind of like scatterbrained and stuff, but I just wanted to share you guys kind of what I'm doing, my thought process behind everything I'm doing right now to prepare for next spring. I know a lot of people ask like, oh, how do I get a good spring garden? And I'm just like, well, you should have started all the way back in like September. I don't say that. I would never say that. That would be like so rude. I don't say that. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about growing pincushion flowers. You might also know it as Scabiosa, which I think is the grossest sounding name for a flower. Like, what an injustice, because Scabiosas are seriously really pretty. So I guess I'm just going to call them pincushion flowers now. The variety that I'm growing this year is called Pincushion Formula Mix. I got that from Johnny's. It's a really nice mix of purples, pinks, kind of mauve. Is mauve? Is that how you say it? I don't even know. You know, M-A-U-V. Mauve. I don't know. Salmon, dark purple, and I think there might be a blue in there too, or a lavenderish blue. But don't quote me on that. Anyway, Scabiosa flowers are one of the first flowers that I was ever, successful with in winter sowing. Not winter sowing. It's fall sowing, not winter sowing. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, I'm here in Kentucky. I'm in zone like 6B7. My winters are pretty cold and my summers are, they're hot. The spring heats up quick. So even though a lot of people, further north than me or with a little bit of a cooler summer climate are able to sow these in the springtime or even succession sow these and get some really nice blooms, I personally can't do that because they seem to kind of fizzle out in the heat of the summer. It's 95 outside and these things, they just don't seem like they're doing that well. At the same time, a lot of people further south than me or, maybe out west with a warmer climate or more mild climate, whatever, they are able to easily sow these in the fall, let them overwinter, no protection, anything like that, and have beautiful blooms in the spring. Here in my zone, and I assume other areas near me, I do have to protect them a little bit. It seems like some varieties are more tolerant of the cold than others, but for the most part, I usually have a loss. For example, I've planted these outside with no protection for about 3 years. 1 year, I had nearly all the seeds and all the seedlings survive. The second year, I lost almost every single one. And then the third year, I lost about 50%. So if you are going to sow these outside without protection and you live somewhere that gets moderately cold or that has snow or frost, expect to be disappointed, but you might be surprised. That's the thing about hardy annuals and hardy annual flowers that can withstand a little bit of cold. It really is a roll of the dice. A lot of it has to do with where you live and the different, climate conditions. And it's so specialized to just your growing zone. It's a process of trial and error. And that's one of the more frustrating things. That's really one of the main reasons that I want to share my experiences. So from here on out, what I'm going to be doing when I grow Scabiosa flowers is I'm going to be growing them in a hoop house or an unheated low tunnel. If you're unfamiliar with those, I'm going to be making a video pretty soon on how to make those, and hopefully it will be reasonably cost effective because I know a lot of people are interested in growing throughout the winter as well. But it's not always accessible because of cost, so I'm going to be trying to work on making a video for that. These seeds are super easy to sow. You can start them indoors if you would like. I personally always direct sow them. You can start them indoors as you normally would. Make sure to surface sow them, but make sure they make good contact with the soil. Light seems to help them germinate a little bit better. So that's something to keep in mind. Ideal germination temperatures are usually around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. They usually germinate in about 7 to 10 days, again, depending on the moisture and, the temperatures that you've gotten. But they germinate really well in the garden, so I have no complaints there. I'm not quite sure if they need cold stratification. I'm thinking they do not, but as a general rule, I know you guys, I've told you guys 1,000 times, it's a general practice. I like to put all of my hardy annual seeds in the refrigerator for about 2 weeks before I plant them. This will make sure I've met any kind of requirements, just in case, so that we have the best germination results. So to plant these, all I'm going to do is I'm going to work up my bed, make sure it is well amended, make sure it's weed free, and surface sow these and direct sow them. Give them a nice light watering. I like to use a mister nozzle just to make sure nothing's getting washed away or anything like that. And hopefully we'll have some really beautiful flowers in the springtime. I really hope that this video was somehow helpful. I'm not quite sure if it was. If it was, be sure to subscribe. I'd love to have you making new videos all the time. Soap making, flowers, all kinds of just random things, trying to grow the channel. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Don't know if we'll do it, but we can try our best. I hope y'all are having such a great day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye guys.